Now we want to animate each one of these pictures. To do that, we're going to need those effect controls. Notice that other panels can show up here, and you can close them. We're not going to do anything with the audio clip mixer. This is you can just skip over that to effect controls. You always have to be here, and this is what we're going to do for each of our images. You're going to take this laser pointer and go to the very beginning, the very first frame where this picture shows up. You're going to keyframe the position and the scale. We always do these in pairs, and two little diamonds showed up that tell Premiere I want the picture to look like this when I'm at this very moment in time in my video. The next step is to move to the very last frame. It actually, when you do that, takes you to the first frame of the next picture, so I always just go back one frame. That's the last frame of the baseball picture. The most that we can scale up is 100. So I like to type 100 in. Don't try and wiggle that to get it to 100, just type it. So that is the maximum scale. You don't have to go all the way to 100, but that's how we're going to start. Now this is not a very interesting part of the picture. So the job here is to now move it so that we can see something more interesting. Now you can wiggle the numbers here. You can see it start to move. To be very precise, an easier way is to click on the word motion, and now we click anywhere but on this little circle. That's our anchor point. You grab anywhere else and we can just easily move it to where it's going to make for a nice position of the image. Make sure you don't go too far. That's why we have that warning color here, and you can wiggle it around and get it to a nice spot right there. Let's watch what we just did. I've gone back to the beginning, and pressing spacebar will actually play the animation for you. So we got to choose just how far to zoom in. We're doing 100% right now. And what is the most important part of the picture that we want to show? Let's do the next one. So clicking here, I can also click right here in this mini timeline. That brings me right inside the football one. Okay, so I'm going to go very much to the first part of the first frame, keyframe, position, and scale. I'm going to go to the very end and back up one frame. Now I'm going to say the most I can zoom in is 100, and I'm going to click on motion and decide what do I really want to show here. Probably this football right there. Let's see what that looks like. Drag this back to the beginning, press spacebar, and that's what we have for our football animation. Let's do one more here for our example. I'm going to stop it, go to the beginning, keyframe, position, and scale. I'm going to go to the very end and back up to the last frame of my basketball picture and zoom in to 100%. I want to decide what I want to end on here, so I'm going to go right here to this part. Now either the basketball's cut off or his head's cut off, so maybe I could type 90 right here and then grab it and move it and have a slightly better final position. So you don't have to do the maximum amount of zoom. The rule of thumb is there has to be at least 10% change for us to really notice it. Let's take a look. Let's watch the whole thing now, these three together. So we have baseball, football, and basketball. That's what we're going to do for the rest of them.